Imagine watching your wife collapse and begin seizing. You rush her to the hospital, scared for her life. Check out this story.
Kathy and I have been married for 15 years, and we have 10-year-old twins. Kathy is all but 4'11". For years now, her friends call her Turbo Chick just because she is so full of energy. We were visiting Southern California. Kathy was complaining of a headache, and all of a sudden she just collapsed. She would kind of spasm every few seconds. She became unresponsive, so I called 911. After they did a few tests, they couldn't find anything wrong. So the ER doctor told me he thought at this point it may be a behavioral issue. I became really frustrated because this is the farthest from her personality. She's not doing this to seek attention. I was angry. Finally, they did a scan and discovered an aneurysm. The neurologist showed me the CAT scan and that she had a bleed in her brain, and that the first thing they needed to do was to relieve the pressure. It hit me that I could lose my wife. I just broke down. The neurosurgeon relieved the pressure in her brain, but she had a stroke and a heart attack. They did not want to do any more invasive procedures. She was still unconscious. She was still on life support. I was thinking, would she be able to really live a life worth living? The doctors said they had to transfer her to USC Keck because they didn't have the Doppler machine they needed to monitor her.
We identified an irregular aneurysm of the left vertebral artery. We had to create an artificial secondary route of blood flow in order to keep her brain perfused of blood.
It's an unusual aneurysm. It's an unusual bypass. Only a few centers do in the country.
So I asked him how many times he had done this, and he said only about 5 times, and I thought that's not very many, but I had no choice but to trust in him.
Kathy's neurosurgeons, Dr. Bill Mack and Dr. Jonathan Russin from USC Keck School of Medicine join us now, along with husband Robby and their beautiful twins, Tyler and Madison. Docs, you know, there are just certain things in medicine that don't occur all the time. And so, as neurosurgeons, you see a lot of things. But to go into this case knowing you'd only done a few of these, and it's such a unique scenario, tell us about that.
We knew it was a really difficult aneurysm. Only 50% of patients who have these types of aneurysms even make it to the hospital alive. And then of those, 50% end up disabled. So we knew we were up against a difficult challenge. This one happened to be very close to the brain stem in a terrible location, but even worse, it had a very important blood vessel coming out of it. So we knew that we'd have to do a multidisciplinary combined procedure to even have a chance at treating this aneurysm without causing a problem.
You know, and on the show so far, we've been talking about heroes, different types of heroes. Well, the two of you are heroes in this scenario because Kathy survived